as a physical therapist, I get asked all the time about percussive massage guns that are out there on the market. They are so popular right now. And I have so many clients and members out there messaging me and emailing me asking about my opinion. So I wanted to give it to you here. So I do have one at home. This is not sponsored at all. It is just me telling you my review of the massage gun that I use. So this is the Theragun Prime. And I've had this for about a year and I love it. I didn't expect to necessarily. It wasn't a purchase I really planned on making. We ended up getting one. My husband fell in love with it, so I thought I would start using it, and I have used it quite a bit. So let me tell you about these massage guns to start, because there are so many out there that you can choose from. So what they're doing is they're helping with blood flow. They can help with muscle tightness. They can help with pain. They're kind of trying to simulate that idea of getting a massage, right? But they're much more specific, and you need to understand one thing I would tell you if you're looking at getting one is these aren't the most gentle things in the world. So if you are really sensitive to massages, if you don't like the feeling of massage, I don't know if I would necessarily recommend this. I think you might be better off even just kind of with some light rollers that are out there, or even some foam rolling, because this is going to be a different feeling. So it's percussive, meaning that this little ball and head right here, it goes really fast right into the muscle, and you move it around as you use it. And so like I said, you can go lighter settings. So this specific model has 5 different speed settings. So you can definitely use a lighter setting, but I haven't found one that feels really gentle, I'll say that. But I love deep massages, so I get in there and it feels really good to me. So that's one thing to keep in mind. If you hate massages, or you hate someone rubbing on you and it hurts all the time, this isn't necessarily what I would start with. I would start with something more like a really gentle foam roller or something like that, okay? So if you know you do like massages, if you tend to get tight in your muscles, especially like sitting at a computer all day, for me, I have been using it a lot on my hip flexors and on my glutes, and it has helped so much on those days that I'm really tight or really sore at night before bed. What I'll do is I'll use this for maybe 5 minutes at a time on my trouble spots. And it's been great. So I'll tell you about this model specifically. Like I said, it's the Theragun Prime. And this I have really liked. It's the one I've used, so it's the one I'm going to tell you about. And I'll link all of this below, okay? So I'm going to put this link below if you're interested in checking this out. This one is $250. I think that's a great price point for what you get. There are definitely some models that are a little less, and I'll link those below too if you want to check them out. So this has, like I said, 5 different speed settings. It just plugs in to charge, so that's super easy. I appreciate that I'm not changing batteries all the time. We just plug it in when we're not using it. It has 120 minutes of battery life. I can't even imagine why I would need 120 minutes of battery life, but that's great. It comes with 4 different heads that you can switch out. This is the biggest one, and then there are smaller ones. So like I said, I use this on big muscle groups. That's where I get tight, so I like that big head. But if I were to use it like on my arm or on my forearm, if you get really tight, maybe with like a tennis elbow situation or that kind of thing, and you want to use it on your forearm, they have much smaller heads that I think would feel really good and be more appropriate possibly for that. So that's nice. And then also something that's really cool about this, I haven't used it. So being a physical therapist, I feel pretty confident in where I'm massaging, how I'm doing it, those kind of things. But what is really cool about this, if you don't have that confidence, is it has this Bluetooth connectivity to an app that you can get. So you get the app on your phone, and it has preset settings that you can use for different body parts and different issues. And I think that's awesome. So you would just connect this to your phone, to the app, and you would choose the body part or the injury or the tightness or whatever that you have. And then you would start it, and it has it already built in, like what speed and how long you should go and that kind of thing. And it takes you through it. So that is an awesome option. Like I said, I haven't used it, but I think it's a really cool option to have. So let me show you how I use it, and it's going to be a little bit loud. That's one thing to keep in mind. I can do it at night when the kids are asleep, but I close the door because they know the sound and they will come in and want to play with it. And so it's not too loud, but it's loud enough they'll hear. So there's a little button right here. It's super easy. You press and you hold it. And that's what happens. It turns on. You kind of see that. So that's the lowest speed setting. And a lot of times I'll use that. And then there's just another button and an arrow. And then that goes up to the next speed setting. And I will typically be laying down on the ground for this, but you can do it right here as well. And like I said, that's my tight problem area, my hip flexor right there. And you can see kind of how it moves everything. So I tend to hold it for a moment right where I need it, and then I'll move around. So if I have a really big tightness and a problem, like a trigger point, I'm gonna hold it there. And if I'm just feeling general tightness from a hike, I'll take it up and down my IT band and into my quad. And as a PT, well, let me show you how to turn this off first. Then when you're done, you just press and hold the button and you're done. So that's awesome. And as a PT, what I would say is you just don't go over any bony points, okay? So if you're using a massage or a percussive massage gun like this, you don't want to go right over your bony points. You don't want to go right over your knee. You don't want to go down the middle of your spine. You don't want to go right on your elbow, okay? You want to stick to big muscle groups like that. And then one thing to keep in mind here, there's 3 ergonomic grips, which is nice. And one thing I've noticed, when I use this, my hand tends to shake, and after a while, that vibration kind of bothers me. But if I use this one, then I don't get that at all. And so I would play around with that no matter what gun you get. Play around with your grip. There are many out there right now that just have one single grip, right? It's just one thing you hold on to. And that's one thing I would say to be cautious of, is if that vibration bothers you, you might get a lot of it. I don't from this one if I hold it right there, which is great. So again, this is the Theragun Prime. I'm gonna link it below. I think it's fabulous. If you have the inclination to do this at home, I have friends who are runners that use it every single time they get back from a run. I know people who have plantar fasciitis who are using this every single day on their calves to help out. Like I said, I use it a lot on my hip flexors. My husband uses it on his back and really enjoys it. So it's a great tool to have in your toolbox if you tend to know that you need some stretching, some mobility, some blood flow, and you get those tight spots. This is an awesome option. All right, feel free to leave questions, check out the link, and I'll see you soon. Thanks so much for stopping by. Remember, subscribe to my channel and you'll be notified every time a new video comes up. Like and comment on this video and let me know what you thought. You can also always come over to jessicavalantpilates.com to find all the resources I have for living a healthy lifestyle, including full-length workout videos, healthy recipes, and a community I would love for you to be a part of. So I'll see you there.